Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Ruff, and I am head of Ruff Team Realty, and we are here to change the way that you structure your financial future so that you can become financially independent, and I'm going to show you some of the things to avoid to make you a lot more money. So you guys, today we have a little bit of a list that we're going to be going over. We're going to be making sure that we are going to cover all of these things, and these are ways to make you a lot more money when you're going to be buying and selling real estate. Today, we're going to be talking about buyer's remorse and how we're going to make sure that you're not going to be in trouble. All right, so the first thing that we're going to be covering is buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse is something that is very, very popular. It's very scary, right? People are buying properties and are afraid that they overpaid for it. But remember, on TV, they look at 3 properties and 1 property is perfect. That never happens. This is unbelievably rare. This never happens, okay? So don't hang your hat on it that you're going to find one. Sometimes we have to look at 50 or 100 deals to make sure we find one deal that actually makes sense. Okay, and number 2, nothing is perfect. Honestly, nothing is ever perfect. You're not going to find the perfect car, the perfect house, even the perfect partner. There's always something. So, not to sound too much like a realtor, focus on location, 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 right? You can't pick the house up and move it unless you're a mobile home. But I mean, you can't pick it up and move it, and you can't adjust the amount of square footage. Remember, we can fix the bathroom or the toilet or the kitchen floors, whatever you want later. Focus on the location of the property and square footage, because what the pandemic has taught us, square footage is king. And this work from home is not going anywhere. More and more people are going to want to have an at-home office and an at-home schooling center for their kids. All right, number 3, the third point that we want to look at is bidding wars. Bidding wars, listen, in school, you would have a test. The only reason that the test was scary is if you did not study. The only reason is that you did not study. If you don't like bidding wars, you didn't do your homework. You have to face some responsibility to that. If you know that a pair of jeans is worth $100, when you saw an auction happening for those pair of jeans and they said starting bid is $1, you would know you're okay to go up to $100 because you know the value of those jeans. So I'm saying you have to know the value of the asset before you're going to go into a bidding war. The only reason that you're going to be afraid of a bidding war is if you haven't done your homework and you don't know the area and you don't want to overpay, which leads us to FOMO. This is happening all over the place. People are overpaying for properties at insane rates, which means we have to be extremely careful not to get bidded up too high so that we're going to spend too much money. So how do we prevent overpaying? How do we not overpay? We have to know, and this isn't just an idea, know, study your market, know how many jobs, absorption rate, what businesses are in the area, demographics, demand, and how are you going to find all that? You have to use the right type of broker, an investment realtor or an investment broker. Where I live, it has the greatest concentration of realtors in all of North America per population. This is a very scary thing because this is the largest investment you're going to have in your entire life. It's so important. And it blows my mind how many people are using their cousin's nephew who just got their real estate license a month ago, which is quite scary to me. I'm saying what you have to do is go after the right type of broker, one that has a lot of experience, and above all, an investment realtor or an investment broker, because he's going to be able to help you find the market, the jobs, absorption rates, the price charts, etc., to make sure that you're going to make a lot more money with your real estate properties. They're the ones that are going to help you. Also, side note, good mortgage person. Our mortgage person is saving us tens of thousands of dollars on every deal that we do. Unbelievable. So remember, when we're going to be looking at the places that we can make money, we don't just make money on cash flow. We're making money on massive appreciation, and we make money with our loans. Make sure that you have a good dream team, and they have to start with a really good real estate broker or agent and a really good mortgage broker or agent. They're going to be able to save you huge amounts of money and huge amounts of headache. All right, the last thing, Paralysis by analysis. This is so common, guys, that you are so afraid, and you're afraid, remember, because you haven't done your homework or you're not working with the right type of realtor. But people are so afraid to make a wrong decision that they make no decision. And sitting in the sidelines as the pandemic has gone on, properties are up 35 to 50% depending on the area. And you lost out on that money because you weren't able to make a decision because of FOMO. And so we want you to not have that fear. We want you to use the right type of real estate agent, the right type of broker to teach you how the market works so that you're not going to lose. We have a client who's been looking for 5 years. 5 years. No joke. Looked at over 100 properties, and they're always looking for perfection. But unfortunately, perfection doesn't happen in life. And when they do find an amazing property, their idea is, well, we're going to go in and offer $100,000 less than what it's worth. And that doesn't happen either. You're looking for a unicorn. How are you going to overcome all this? It's education-based, which is the best part. You can educate yourself on your market so well that you're not going to have that fear inside of you, and you're going to be able to make a really good decision where you're going to make a lot more money. Buyers always, remember, are looking backwards. They're looking at what the prices were 6 months ago. If he sold their house 6 months ago, I want to buy the house today for the same price it was 6 months ago. That doesn't happen. And sellers are looking forward. So the sellers are like, well, if it's worth this much today, I want to be able to sell it for even more tomorrow. So this is where we have to bridge that gap. But remember, it's not accurate to price just based on those metrics. I always say the rough rule, number one rough rule out there is learn how to accurately price. It is such a huge skill set, and you can get there. The way that we teach how to price properties, you can understand that skill, and you do it from the comfort of your own home, going through several properties and learning the process so that you can accurately price them is the single greatest skill that you can have to make a lot more money in real estate. Because when you see a deal, you'll be ready to pull the trigger right away. Deals do not sit around for long. So being able to accurately price your properties, that's the rough rule number one. And you can always go to some of our other YouTube videos where we talk about this all the time on how to price property. Remember, comparables are not enough. Comparables are not enough for you to value your home. We need to adjust for time. It's a very complicated mathematical equation that you can do, but this is where we have weekly inflation numbers and comparable numbers that are going weekly. We're comparing it for time. At the same time, remembering that real estate is a dynamic market. It's very fluid and it's moving all the time. So what we're going to be doing always is doing a research on the market, jobs, absorption rates, etc., etc. We're going to do all of this work to make sure that your property that you're buying is going to make you the most money possible.